Welcome to Ultimate Decades Challenge. In the year 1308, sad news of King Mortimer's death struck Willow Creek. News left the castle, quickly spread through the city, and in the morning May reached the small town of Hanford-on-Bagley, along with the news about upcoming coronation of new king, Alexander Goss. But all of that is still unknown for Bolingbroke household. They just live in slow and cloudy autumn days, full of rain and love. Oh, love the enthusiasm, but you should go inside. They did that autonomously, but Grandma is right there. Have some respect. You're also keeping kids outside by doing that. She's hungry. You can eat, we have some pottage left. And she went outside in the rain with her food. They're going outside because this stack of hay is the only sitting object in the house. It's cute to eat outside in the summer, but I might have to put it inside for cold and rainy days. Here, in front of the fire, it will be warm and cozy place to eat in the winter. Sorry for waking you all up. I imagine that Eden moved that haystack randomly in the middle of the night, and Edmund and Juliana woke up from noise and what are you doing? Couldn't you wait until morning and ask for help? She's nesting. Leave her be. Benedict is getting on in years, the poor old fella. Already? I feel like we just got chickens. Only chickens not been going great for this household. Delivery notification. Hannah Arthur had a male baby with Don Lothario. I set up notifications in MCC mode for my plate households. And yeah, I don't know who Hannah Arthur is, but I hope she knows what she's doing. In this save, Don has romantic relationships with Nina Caliante and Cassandra Goss. That's irrelevant for Bolingbroke family, just fun for me to know. Eden needs to pee, but it's pouring rain outside. I think it's time to buy a chamber pot. We're preparing for cold weather. Here. Where is my chicken? Sorry for jumping from chamber pot to this, but where is my chicken? It says 1 rooster, 0 chicks, and 0 chickens. I had chicken literally the day before, and she's gone again. It's third time this happened. No notifications, no anything. Chickens just disappear. I will deal with that later. The problem with chamber pot is that it requires privacy, and I bought it so they won't have to go outside to pee in the rain. But what's the point in it if they kick out others outside to use the pot? I need mod, or maybe there is an MCC setting to get rid of need for privacy. It's raining and thundering outside. Edmund is taking care of the garden. Julian decided to join cooking. All that working outside in the rain is not for her. It would have looked cozy inside if not for this rain glitch. It's been raining inside in the Sims for so long, it started to annoy me. You can see Edmund being bullied by bees through the window. Now he's playing in trash. It's pouring rain, go inside. Pottage is ready and Eden reached level 6 of cooking. She's awesome. She can cook more recipes. I want to make homemade flour so we could bake something and not just eat pottage every day. Eden is in the mood today to prepare some ingredients for the future. Kids, wake up, breakfast is ready. Look how nice it is to eat inside next to the fire. And kids can sit on their beds and chat with adults, or Harold can sit on the floor. That works too. This is what process of making flour looks like. Edmund, why you have a halo of bees around you? It appears sometimes. These kids are stinky. We need to change their diapers and bathe them. Someone also needs to do laundry, and by someone I mean Juliana. Harold just became friends with Peter. Oh, that's awesome. I really want them to be good friends. Controlled emotions. From being emotionally mindful. It's so funny for a toddler. He's what, 5? I do want to make him really calm and wise when he becomes older, so it kind of fits, but it's funny that he's emotionally mindful 5-year-old. Eden is finishing up all the garden work for today, so we can go to the town part of Hanford now. We need to sell our fish, and it's also nice to leave the house and chat with locals. We arrived at the tavern. Eden felt sick and also hungry. That's probably an awful combination. You can eat pottage if you want. I took it with us. Who spent 61 simoleon? Wait for a drink. Juliana, she ordered herself a drink. She has expensive taste. I think the knight would be the one to tell her about King's passing. King Mortimer died, got sick or something. Now his son will rule, and we will have King Alexander Goth. And Juliana now can say that she's drinking for for a reason, in the name of young king and his wife. Alexander married Nancy II Landgrab, daughter of Geoffrey and Nancy Landgrab. I do regret naming her Nancy. I do. At least she's now Nancy Goth, but it also sounds bad. It doesn't go together. I have a small series of videos called Medieval Makeovers, where I give medieval makeovers to Sims 4 townies. I often would add new family members and come up with lore for them, and I do that with the idea that they exist in this Ultimate Decades universe. Landgrabs from their episode of Medieval Makeover is Landgrabs in this universe. Simon, calm down. He ran to his wife to scream, King is dead, have you heard? And Sarah, while pouring drink, just went, we're talking about it. Juliana, who, by the way, ordered a second drink without my permission, will start telling a story about her seeing a King Mortimer on the day of his coronation. Over 3 decades ago, King Gunter Goss passed away. She already lived in Hanford back then, and some people from the town got together and traveled all the way to the Willow Creek just to see the young King Mortimer. After coronation, he walked into front yard of the castle to greet his people and just looked at them. He had no wife back then. Alexander has a queen already at his side. People outside were also talking about King's passing. I think she's... Yeah, this poor lady, she's been struck by lightning. Are you gonna continue talking like nothing happened? Does anyone want to move this conversation inside, please? How many drinks did you have at this point? Julie, stop spending our money on alcohol. Edmund and Eden just talking to people and grandma is getting wasted. At this point, most people in our small town already heard about the news. This is definitely something to talk about. And some of the locals, inspired by Juliana's story, decided to travel to the Willow Creek to see the young king on the day of his coronation. For a lot of them, it will be once-in-a-lifetime adventure to see the city, palace, and the royal couple. It started with Sarah, the bartender, and her husband, and spread to others. And group of 10 people who wanted to go formed. One of them is Edmund. Eden would wish to go, but she's heavily pregnant. Not ideal timing. For her especially, she's from Willow Creek. It could have been a chance to see her parents. Juliana has learned following traits about Jamie. Mean. What did he say to her? Just drunk grandma having a beef with a mailman behind the tavern. I think it's time to walk grandma home. It's late, and very early in the morning, Edmund and other Sims from Hanford will be on their way to Willow Creek. Eden wouldn't be able to go with them, but she will tell Edmund how to find her parents, and he will deliver the word from her, just to tell them that their daughter is alive and well, and bring back, hopefully, the same cheerful news about her parents. Imagine leaving your hometown back in the 14th century. You have no way of knowing if your relatives are even alive. You could send a letter if you know how to read and write, and I'm assuming that no one in this family knows those things. She's thinking about Edmund. Maybe she's worried about him. What if something bad happens to him on the road? And everyone except Eden went to sleep already. She's making a basket of bread for Edmund to take with him. I imagine that she's worried and can't sleep because of that. She reached level 9 cooking. I feel like she did it so fast, like almost too fast. She went through levels from 6 to 9 in one sim day. It's now 3 in the morning, and it's time for Edmund to wake up and get ready for a long travel ahead. He probably promised boys to bring them something from his travel, maybe an acorn from the city oaks or something simple like that. I remember when I was a child, my mom brought me a piece of sea glass from her holiday, pretty big one, at least for child's hand, and it was my favorite toy for a while. Who needs Barbies when you have a chunk of glass polished by water? Edmund, can you regret your decisions in silence? Your family is sleeping. After kissing kids and having some bread for breakfast, he also needs to take care of his dragon. Feed and clean our little beast. It might be first time me showing Edmund interacting with his dragon in the video. He feeds dragon every day but doesn't really interact with it otherwise. But maybe a little hug before the road would be okay. Also, another thing before we go. It might be shocking, but I think it's time to give Edmund a change of clothing. He's been wearing this same outfit for forever, and it also cold season now. I want to give him warmer outfit. I think this looks like warm version of his clothes. Maybe Eden managed to sew this for him, or Juliana. For his sleepwear, I want something that looks like undergarments, and we will leave his old outfit for hot weather. I added a hat. Adding any hat or hood on their heads instantly makes outfit more medieval for me. And now it's time. In his new warm clothes with bread in his bag, he's ready to start his journey to Willow Creek. Look at the amount of mushrooms. Edmund, remember to harvest them when you get back. I'm allowing my Sims harvest wild plants once per season. Edmund will go first to the house of Sarah and Simon Scott. They are original Hanford townies. Sarah is the bartender. I just gave them medieval makeover. They live together with some other townies. They have a wagon and 2 donkeys, which will be a big help in getting to Willow Creek. Simon and Sarah have a daughter. She's not going with us. She's gonna stay home. The shopkeeper is going with us. It's not Kim Goldblum, original shopkeeper from Cottage Living. Kim died very early in this Let's Play. And game generated this lady. I don't know her name. Edmund probably doesn't know her name. From here we will collect other Sims from our adventure team.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
And start our journey. Martha's younger sisters will go with us, Mabel and Brianna. They still teens, so their mom Dulce asked Edmund to look after them. He's still their brother-in-law even after Martha's death. We also have Mare and her son with us. I call her Mare because she's original Mare from Cottage Living. In this save, Game married her to Creature Keeper. He didn't go with us. I think he couldn't care less about King. I tried to pick characters for whom it would make sense to want to travel, to spend a whole day on the road in horrible weather. Young sister from Greenwood family are excited to see the city and curious about King. Mare or may feel almost obligated to go. We also have mother with her daughter traveling with us. Maybe they going to look for suitors in Willow Creek. Edmund is going for fun. And maybe, just maybe, do not be with Eden when she gives birth, in fear that the same will happen to her that happened to his first wife. He couldn't bear to see his second wife die, so instead of being with her and being supportive husband, he decided to run away and look at the king. It takes the whole day to travel from Hanford to Willow Creek. Our Sims left really early in the morning and they should reach the city late in the evening after sun sets. They made a short stop on the way to rest and eat and look at autumnal landscapes a little longer. Mabel Greenwood spent the whole travel chatting with Rahul, the grocery deliverer. Edmund not really good at looking after his sisters-in-law. At this little stop people are chatting, meeting other Sims, not from their group. Maybe they stop to let donkeys rest, eat, drink water. Edmund looks as miserable as always. Greenwood sisters are chatting about something, maybe Mabel telling sister how charming Rahul is and that they've been talking the whole time and he has so many stories to tell. I think they all should grab a piece of bread. It's actually not gonna be enough for everyone. I wasn't planning for Edmund to be the one providing food. Where are they running with that bread? For those who didn't get a bread, we will have honey. Those bees may be angry but very useful. Oh, they found tables to eat it. Okay. Sun is slowly going down. It's time to continue our travel. Late in the evening, in the dark, our travelers from Hanford will finally arrive in the Willow Creek city. They will see the king's castle from afar with all its grandeur and warm candlelight in the windows, even at such late hours. For the travelers in medieval times, it wasn't common to camp, to stay in the wild at night. They usually would go from town to town and either pay for a room in an inn if they can afford it, or look for a cheaper or free place to sleep. Maybe in someone's barn or in the kitchen in the tavern, maybe seek shelter for a night in the monastery. But I still decided that camping outside will be the most entertaining option to look at. Also, not that much sleep are gonna be done this night. They stopped at this foresty area just outside of the city and started their night with some alcohol. Beer, perhaps. Let's all say thank you to Edmund for bringing wood to start the fire. Oh, she peed herself. Come on, you did not drink that much yet. Some unknown people are also coming here. Maybe they too travelers from other towns coming to Willow Creek to see the king tomorrow and decided to come here as a big group for safety. Rahul is gonna play lute for us. People are giving him money. Imagine he decides to become a bard after this. His mom is not gonna be happy. I'm giving them full autonomy. I just want to see how they decide to spend this night. Edmund is asleep in a pea puddle. Excellent. Oh, he woke up. Probably confused where he is, why he's not at home in his bed with his wife. What, Edmund? Getting too old for medieval partying? You're almost 30. Someone is dancing, someone is complaining, someone is digging fire, someone is asleep on a rock. The modern dancing is so funny in this setting. How is finding men going? Probably not good after you publicly peel yourself. Brianna, you can attempt to climb a tree. It's mod from Jane Simpson, just tree that your Sims can climb. I think it's a very cute idea. Come on, you can do it. Gone into labor. Eden Burnenbrook has gone into labor. Okay, baby is coming. I'm going to leave this party of the decade and go to tend to Eden. It's exciting, a second baby born into this family. We're back in the woods of Hanford. Let me bring Bassinet from the attic. Ignore the computer. It's for me to access MCC settings. It's time. Grandma, come to help and support Eden. It's a boy. A spare? If he survives. It's very good. We need to choose a name. On the previous episodes of Ultimate Decades, I was asking you guys for names for future babies in this series. Last time I asked in episode 3. After that, baby making has stopped for some time due to some tragic events in this series. I want to take a name from this comment. I like all of them, to be honest, but Ulrich is calling my name and I really hope that I'm saying this name correctly. Ulrich. I just googled it and first thing Google shows is the name Ulrich traces its origins from the English language and derives from two elements, ulf, meaning wolf, and Rik, meaning ruler or king. That sounds like a very cool name. Wolf King? King of Wolves? We picked the name. Now comes the scary part. Death rolls. For mom and baby. Show Juliana the baby. What do you think? It's Ulrich. And Juliana is like, what a pretentious name they chose. Why are you in your cape inside? Here, that's better. I can see your beautiful face now. For birthing moms, they can't roll 1. If Eden rolls 1, she will die. It's 5. Amazing. She lives. That's wonderful. Juliana, are you happy? She's doing dishes. She's not impressed. Okay. Let's roll for baby. Newborn babies can't roll 5, 10, 15 or 20. And baby rolls 6. A little close, but still fine. Baby survived. Cuddle the baby. They're so cute. Oh. Edmund will come back home to newborn son and a live wife. What? She's still cleaning. I can't. Okay, we have to go back to the Edmund, but we live in this house on a very good note. How is partying going? A lot of people leave in. Maybe they want to go to the castle early so they can be closer to the king and see him better. He's still playing lute. Edmund asleep. Mabel also trying to get some sleep. Oh, and her sister conquered the tree. It looks peaceful up here, above all the noise and people. But we also should be heading towards the castle and wait there. Coronation of the king happens inside of the castle. Commoners such as Edmund and his party could not attend it. Only members of nobility were present to see a crown being placed on Alexander's Goth head and his queen consort Nancy Goth. And this moment will mark the beginning of his reign. Goth family ruled over Willow Creek and surrounding territories for hundreds of years. And last recently deceased King Mortimer had a dark secret. He married a beautiful woman named Bella Bachelor many years ago. She comes from Windenburg nobility. Her family holds huge influence there. It was a perfect marriage for young Mortimer, and she was also gorgeous and charming. Mortimer fell in love, so did people of Willow Creek. Bella quickly became people's favorite member of Goth family. Their marriage seemed perfect. It also resulted in 2 beautiful children. Princess Cassandra and heir to the throne Prince Alexander, the one that's being crowned today. But it all fell apart one day when Bella went missing. She just disappeared. One day she was at the castle being everyone's favorite, and next day nowhere to be found. Did she run away, been murdered, kidnapped? No one knows. As loving husband and responsible king, Mortimer wanted to immediately start the search for missing queen, announce to the whole kingdom and send as many people as possible to look for her. But not everyone at the court was at the same opinion. His close advisors suggested to wait on telling the people of the kingdom about this devastating news. Queen's disappearance can damage king's image. People might be mad at him. It will ruin his reputation. It would be better to keep it a secret and trust with task of searching for a queen only with the most devoted king's soldiers. Mortimer agreed to that. Handful of soldiers began looking for Bella. Days passed, then weeks, then months. But Queen was still missing. People were beginning to be worried. Queen hadn't been in public for months. But King's advisors already come up with a way to conceal truth for even longer. They found a woman who looks like Bella, and found private teachers who taught her to talk and walk and behave like Bella, and presented King with such a solution. She will perform the role of people's beloved queen until they search for real one on the background of that performance. And Mortimer agreed to that too. But what is supposed to be temporary solution went to last for years. Less and less people were looking for their missing queen, and Mortimer was getting more and more comfortable with his new wife, an obedient doll that only looks like his wife. He went on as far as having child with her, and she died in childbirth. It was a perfect ending for years-long performance, and no one was looking for Bella anymore. Cassandra was the only one trying to do something. When Mortimer was alive, they had many fights. She missed his mom and wanted to find her. Mortimer did not allow her to write letters to Bella's parents, bachelors. So only when they came to Willow Creek for Alexander's coronation, she was able to tell them and Bella's brother the truth. They were shocked, happy that there is a chance that their daughter may be alive, and angry at Mortimer for what he'd done to his own family. Alexander was too little to remember his real mom. Mortimer done everything so his son would believe that this woman living with them is his mother. Cassandra tried to do the opposite, to tell her little brother the truth, but perhaps he was too little. He grew up not knowing who to trust. He always more believed his father, and how his mom could be not his mom if she loved him so much. Perhaps that very talented actress just needed someone to love, and Alexander happened to be the most innocent soul in this castle. All that passed, and been buried in the graves of the Mortimer and woman that many believed to be Bella. Today Alexander becomes the king. Landgrabs obviously attending. How could they not? Nancy is so proud of herself for marrying her daughter to Alexander. She's the mother of the queen now. After crowns being placed on king and queen consort heads, they appear before the eyes of people. Everyone who wanted and could came to the castle grounds. It is the only day when commoners were allowed inside the castle wall. They've been waiting for a while. Early in the morning, people slowly started gathering around the castle, just waiting. Edmund did the most Edmund thing ever, went fishing. People were cooking food on fires and eating. Simon was riding his donkey around just for fun, but then he left him at the bathroom. It looks like donkey is in the line to the bathroom. This donkey is the mod. It's so silly. It's just basically skin for a bicycle. Also, a lot of Sims are sleeping on benches. Literally all of the benches are taken by someone from Hanford. That's what you get for dancing around the fire all night. Meanwhile, in the castle, crowns been placed, and Alexander is finally ready to come out and greet his people. We can also see Willow Creek nobility on display, but some of them from other countries, like Bachelor's family or Matthias Parr and his wife. Edmund noticed familiar face. It's his chance to talk to his old master and ask his questions about dragons. Lord Parr is the only person who has the answers in the eyes of Edmund. So when King and Queen left and all of the noble people with them, Edmund was waiting for Par. Seeing the king wasn't as exciting for Edmund as he thought it would be. People in the medieval ages believed that king has divine right to rule. So Edmund expected to see someone impressive, someone above humans. But king was just man in a crown. But he did heard a lot of talking from the crowd of people who were impressed by their monarchs, and also from those who unimpressed. Edmund stopped listening to talking amongst people in the crowd when he saw Matthias Par going down from the castle with his wife. He came up to them and asked if they could talk. Lady Par was very confused why this fish-smelling man talking to them, but her husband apologized to her and asked to wait a little. Conversation won't take too long. Par immediately assumed that egg has hatched. Edmund told him about baby dragon, about the fact that his wife died at the same time when dragon was born, and asked if those things are related and if dragon are dangerous for others. Of course they are related. You know it yourself, don't you? You feel it. Your life was your trade-off for owning a dragon. It's yours now. All yours. Dragons, when hatched, don't directly kill someone, but they need a lot of energy to hatch. Equivalent to human life energy. It's not easy to drain person of their life energy, unless they already vulnerable. Sick or injured, so I'm assuming birthing mother is vulnerable enough. The egg just picked closest person. But now when dragon is born, it's not gonna need energy anymore. Edmund was shocked and mad. Why Par didn't said it all when they met last time? Knowing that could have saved Martha's life. But when he asked, Lord Par just laughed at his face and said that he wanted Edmund to learn his lesson for stealing the egg. Edmund lost it, and he started screaming at Par, shoving him, and tried to start in a fight with him. Everyone gathered around them to see what's happening. I just want to see who will win. Also, animation is glitched, Matthias just standing. And he won. Edmund got beaten. I'm making them fight second time because I just want to see this with animation, even though in-game animation for fighting kind of silly. And Matthias won for a second time. Edmund, you suck. People who came with him from Handford are probably so confused now, just they're local fishermen fighting some rich dude in another city. He passed out from exhaustion, but it could be that he got beaten so hard that he passed out. And that's where I will stop for this episode. My original plan was to include the whole of Edmund's adventure in Willow Creek in this episode, but I'm afraid how long it will be. We still have to visit Eden's parents in the village from my last build video. Edmund borrowed Simon's donkey for one day to go there. He will return it, I promise. This episode is a bit different. A lot of stage shots and less just gameplay. What do you think about it? I prefer just playing and letting the random of the Sims guide my imagination, but it was still fun to put Sims like dolls in places and basically illustrate a little story with that. I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode, Edmund's adventure and me breaking the rules of Ultimate Decades about not leaving your hometown. If you liked this episode, don't forget to leave it a like, comment on it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Ultimate Decades or other historical Sims videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye!